you're anything like me, sometimes there's a disconnect between what your eyes see and what you see through glass, particularly through your rifle scope, through a spotting scope, through binoculars, and through a 4K video recorder. This is 4K. We're looking at about 700 yards and the targets are relatively clear. It's not exactly what the shooter's gonna see. I recruited a few friends, including Michael Lilly, who's got this awesome trigger cam, cool rifle setup in a range to show you what it looks like when an exceptional shooter's taking shots at small targets. I've also recruited my friend Dave again to show us what it looks like to see impacts through a spotting scope. Sometimes we're with partners, sometimes we're by ourselves, and it's helpful to know what it's going to look like and what to expect when we take those shots. Now see, this is 4K through a video camera. That's not what we see when we're looking through our rifle. A spotter would see something like this. A spotter would be looking through a scope and have a pretty good, stable view of a shot. Without recoil, without positional wobble, a spotter can see quite a bit. Despite being 900 yards away, a spotter's able to see a lot more than a shooter, but a lot of the times we're shooting alone and have to make our own corrections. So let's take a look at that. My friend Mike's an exceptional shooter, and we're lucky to be able to see him shoot live through his trigger cam. What you can see here is that there's positional wobble, there's also recoil management, and in that, he's still required to see his target so that he can make a wind correction. If you're not able to spot that, then you can't make an informed wind correction, and that becomes problematic when you're taking multiple shots, trying to absorb data, not just shoot. The name of the game here is taking a well-placed shot and extracting wind data, positional data, so that you can continue to make shots and put them where you want them. From a shooter's perspective, it's very easy to lose sight of where your bullet's hitting the steel and make those corrections, and that's what separates the very top shooters from the people below them. Another style of shooting involves a shooter and a spotter. The benefit of this is that the shooter is able to look through a spotting scope or binoculars and communicate where the shot went to the shooter, who's thinking about a lot of other things and not just spotting their impacts. If you've got the opportunity to shoot with a spotter, they can feed you the data that you might need in the event that you don't see your impacts.
Hit! You hit a little bit left.
Okay, so down 6 o'clock from that.
Okay, I'm on it.
Was 440.
440. You got 1.9. Hold 0.2. Hit! Attack. Good. Perfect win.
Okay, down 7 o'clock from that was the 190.
That's not 7 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. Got it. 390. 390 is 1.5, hold 0.2. Hit! Okay, 1, 2, 3. So go straight up from that at 12 o'clock. You got one in front of a bush.
Yep.
At 516. 516 is 2.5, full 0.3 wind. Hit!
Spotter can see a lot more than the shooter because they have a stable position. Here Dave demonstrates. He saw his plate swing left and he makes a correction. This is very hard to do for new shooters. That's where a spotter comes in. But ultimately, we're trying to be like Mike and Dave, see our misses, see our impacts, correct from our impacts or misses, so that when those plates swing, they swing straight back. This kind of awareness and these kinds of goals help us raise the bar every time we practice, every time we shoot, so that we can get a little bit better, a little bit closer to our goals, because that's the idea. This is the craft.